What's up, guys? This is Wenzes. Welcome back to my channel where we talk about personal development for INFJs and how to create an epic life on your terms. Today, we're gonna talk about the difference between narcissism and self-love, and I really want to take it from perspective of an INFJ, meaning I'm not talking about if you have narcissists in your life. I'm talking about that so many of us fear doing things that would be an act of self-love that would help us to move forward in life because we're afraid of being narcissistic. And so often other people make us feel like this keeps on happening, and so we stay in this one place because we're so afraid of it. So let's talk about it today. What is the main difference here? How can we distinguish them both so we can take the necessary steps to create an epic life on our terms that is beneficial for us, for the people around us, and the surrounding that we choose to live in. Before we get started, I want to remind you, if you want to take the next step in creating your INFJ epic life and you want my help with it, then work with me privately. All the information you find below. I'm pretty sure you've heard that INFJs are considered to being codependent very often. This is one of the personality traits that are not healthy. They're very often associated with INFJs. It's something we hear over and over. INFJs being narcissists is rather rare, right? But it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And at the same time, if we do lean into the codependent spectrum, which so many of us do, I know I do, and the better I get at it, I understand what kind of steps I have been doing in the past. But I don't believe that this is something that I'll ever get completely rid of. It's always something that you actively have to choose. Similarly, if you've been an addict, you have to actively choose to work on your sobriety. So if you're in that spectrum of leaning into that codependent realm, you already know that there are parallels between codependents and narcissists. You know, sometimes it's hard to even distinguish, am I really a codependent, or is this actually a covert narcissistic thing going on? Because in the end, both of those things, they're all based on control, right? The narcissist needs to control how the others act towards him or her, how they feel about themselves or about that person. And so it's always this vicious circle that they sort of don't allow you to have your own opinion about what makes you feel good. Unless you experience the life they would want you to experience, they will feel betrayed. They will manipulate you. They will make you feel bad. And us, on the other hand, as codependents, have a very hard time to actually step out of that. I've been in that situation. I've actually gone it all the way. And when you're in that space, you cannot understand that this is a complete gaslighting situation that's happening. You don't understand it. What you do feel is, I was being selfish, I hurt the other person, it's my fault that they feel bad about themselves, and I'm not allowed to feel about myself the way I want, to see reality through my perspective and kind of put it out there, because that in itself will already have an effect on the other person. See, that's always the other spectrum of that narcissistic thing, right? The codependent needs to have a control over the situation, needs to have the narcissist's approval in order to feel good about themselves. And very often it's not that the narcissist thinks that you're not cool enough or that you want to prove to them that you have just as an exciting life as they have. No, very often it really goes at those deepest levels of ourselves, which is, are you being a good person? Very often you get to a situation where you honestly feel, if I'm doing what is best for me, I'm being selfish, I'm just putting myself first, and of course this makes me a bad person. And on top of everything, I have that narcissist on the other side who mirrors that back to me. So of course you start feeling like you're being narcissistic, you've been selfish, you've actually been in situations where you put yourself first, and because of that, all of this scenario has happened, and your biggest goal is just to prove to that person that you never had any bad intentions, that you always meant well, and yes, you did some things that actually manipulated the situation, but you didn't have another choice. I mean, don't be so naive to think that we, even if we go in that codependent round, we don't manipulate. It's not something we do out of viciousness, it's just something that you do if you're not stepping into honest self-love. It's completely normal. you're in relationships that are based on you helping another person, you being the one who makes them feel good. That's at least what the codependent thinks. And of course, in that situation, you have some kind of control issue. Of course, in that situation, there is a manipulation going on. Be honest with yourself. I've done it, and I know that this is something that is completely normal. It's not, as I said, something that makes you a bad person. It's just something that makes you human. Because if you were honest with that other person, you would let them know that you feel like you're the stronger one in the situation. You're with them in order to make them feel good about their life. You feel like they are damaged in some way, and you're here to help them because you don't feel that they can do it on their own. Are you honestly saying that? Probably not. Probably you're standing in a situation where you uplift this person to such a point that you actually dim your own light in order to make them feel good. So when you get into a situation where you're asking yourself, well, would stepping up for myself really be self-love? Or is this actually going into that narcissistic route? I don't want to be like this. I don't want to be the one who makes others feel bad and just being focused on my own well-being. I completely understand that. And you'll see once you start doing those healthy things that will make you feel better about yourself, you'll definitely have people who will come up to you and who will try to make you feel like this. They will tell you, oh, you're being selfish, oh, you're only thinking about yourself, you're getting and becoming a narcissist. Like, all of those things will be thrown at you because, of course, when you're in a position where you've been in this codependent narcissistic spectrum, you have created relationships based on that. And the moment you step out of it, of course, the other party is going to try to get that back into balance. And it's not necessarily that only narcissists will tell this to you. Even others who are codependent, they're even more likely to make you feel like you shouldn't do this because they don't dare to do this for themselves. And it's not because of malicious thoughts or because they don't want you to be happy. It's because it's a part of them that they don't want to accept in themselves. I didn't want to accept the fact that I have to choose me first. I didn't want to do this. I felt like if I put myself first, nobody's going to like me, or only people are going to like me because I force them to. Because then I create the scenario again where I'm the narcissist, I'm the person who needs all the attention, and the people who like me are the ones who are addicted to giving that, who are addicted to having somebody that they can look up to, somebody that they can focus on so they don't have to focus on themselves. But when you step into this authentic self-love, you're not open to this dynamic either. You are not looking for that praise. You're not looking for that control. You don't care if other people think you're God or you're an idiot. It does not matter to you because so much of what makes you feel good about yourself comes from yourself. And the moment I recognized I definitely have to change something, yes, of course I'm going to feel selfish, of course, because it cannot be that all your life you've been sacrificing your own well-being in order to make others feel better about themselves. This is at least the story we were telling ourselves. And now stepping into your own and doing things that are best for you, how in the world am I supposed to do this and not feel guilty? Of course you're gonna feel guilty because it's not like you feel good when it's the right thing to do. You feel good when it's the thing you have been used to doing. So every single time you tap and you lean into being more self-loving and putting yourself first, you will feel guilt. That's part of it. But I had to take that risk. I had no other choice. I definitely had to do that because I knew I had to change my life. And the more often you do this, the more you recognize, yes, I did make the right choice. Because first off, you get used to this. You get used to choosing what you want first, what is best for you, what is most convenient for you. You do it to such an extent that you feel like I don't need other people's approval and I don't need to be a sidekick to their life in order to feel good about my path. And once you do that, you have excessive energy, an energy you never had before. And when you have that, then it's up to you how you're going to use it. Yes, you can use it in a way where you manipulate people. Yes, you can use it in a way where you're just about like accumulating wealth and doing things to show off, and the list goes on and on. But chances are, if you've been a person who's been on that codependent route, then it's because deep down you do want to help people and you do want to make the world a better place and you want to add to everything and make it better. So when you get there, you use your excessive energy to give back. And you find a way to do it. You either do it through the way you act with your friends, you have a social cause, you're using your overflowing cup of energy. You know how I often say we need to first fill up our cup and then we give out of what is overflowing, because then you can make sure that you can continuously give. You give to yourself and then you give to others. Take that risk, my friends, because when you get to a position where you really feel, now I overstepped, I really didn't need this, then you will adjust in the future. You will make it better. But most of the time, when you start leaning into this, into putting yourself first, you're that much less likely to do things out of a selfish reason. Because the selfish things, they happen from a place of lack. I don't have enough, so I have to give myself everything. But when you are abundant in this, because you make sure that your needs are being fulfilled, you're that much more open to give and to be open and to connect with people in the most authentic way. I really hope that helped you and inspired you to tap into your own well-being first, and you'll see that you'll be able to help others that much more. Remember, if you're ready for the next step and you want my help in creating your INFJ epic life, then work with me privately. And if you want to watch another video now that's gonna give you one more motivational kick, then watch the video on INFJ The Real Alpha. Like always, I wish you a wonderful day, a great week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.